Welcome to the another episode of Abstract Thesis series. In this series, we are digging deep into the Power BI concepts. If you have not subscribed, subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon so that you can get notification for our new video. Hello and welcome to another video of Abstract Thesis series. In this video, we are trying to enable SQL Profiler for Power BI. Now, what we need to do is we can take our data set, and for that we can enable the SQL Profiler and check it out there. So for that we require certain settings. So first of all, let's jump in. And this is a Power BI premium feature. So you need to have a premium account for that. So what happens is basically I have this premium workspace, which is a demo PPU, which I have. And if you go to any premium workspace, you go to this one, and you under the premium you will see that this workspace connection comes in. This workspace connection is which you can actually go ahead and use in SQL Server to connect. Now to make, and let's copy this. Now to make it available, there is a one setting which is required, which actually you need to do. What you need to do is basically you go to the settings using these three dot and admin portal. And under the admin portal, you will get tenant settings. In the tenant settings, you have to go to integration settings. And under the integration settings, you have to allow XML endpoint to analyze Excel with on-premise datasets. Okay, so once you allow that, then we will be able to connect here. So now let's go to SQL Server Management Studio. Now, once we go to the SQL Server Management Studio, we will have to use this analysis service option. In the analysis service, we have to give our this PPU, and then we can give our user ID and password. So let me give that. Most of you will get this option, Azure Active Directory with universal multi-factor authentication. That's what you have to use. But in my case, I have not enabled the multi-factor authentication, so I'm going to use this. So let me log in there, and then once it is available on the connection, then I'm going to show you the next step. So it's connected here, and if I come here, I can see that I can see my deployment data set here as a database. So this is my workspace, and this is my deployment data set, which is available. If I have more than one data set, they should appear as databases here. And then I go to the tables, and then I will be able to see my tables in my database, and I can right click on any one of these and go to the properties of these tables and check those out. Okay. And then there is an option for process table also, which I can see. So what the last schema update, last refresh, all these informations are available, and then not much of the informations are available. And then there is a script option. We can generate the script for this table. So these options you can try that out. Okay. But this is something which we are not looking here. What we are looking here is for SQL Profiler. So for that, what you have to do is you have to go to the tools, and here you have this SQL Server Profiler. So now let's do one thing. Let's connect to the SQL Profiler. So SQL Profiler is actually available under tools, and we go and click on SQL Profiler. Now it's going to open, and it's going to again ask for the authentication. So once you will do this, but do one thing there, click on this option, and here what you're going to do is that sometime what happens, the database name, if you have chosen in the past, could be wrong. So browse the server, and it's going to take a little bit of time, but once you browse the server, browse and choose the name of the data set, and then you can come back and log in. So once we have done that, let's hit login. So once you log in, it will open this window, which a journal, the trace name properties, and this one, if you want to save the file, you can enable. You want to save to a table, you can enable that. But right now I'm just looking for how to make it work. So next thing what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to these event selections, and the event selection which I'm right now looking to trace is the query begin and query end event. I want to see how much time does it take for query begin and query end. And I say show all events, show all columns, and all those are already enabled. And if you want to have some filters, we can go ahead and try those options out. But let's run this. Now it might take a little bit of time to enable this. So if it takes too much of time, I might pause it. It's not responding. Let me pause it and come back once it is there. So it has come now. What I'm going to do now is I need to jump back to Power BI service and need to run some reports so that I can check those events. So I go to Power BI service here, and I open in my demo PPU. I have this data set report. I have development report. So I'm going to click on the development and let it load. And on the back end, we should be able to see some events. So some event, let's say it coming from cache, the trace is running. Let's refresh this. Let's simply refresh this. So now we can see for the two queries. So first time it came from cache, it does not give me, but now we can see the two events have come once we have refreshed it. So you can see how much time it has taken. You can click on query begin. You can see what has happened. You can click on query end, query begin, query end. Okay, so this is the way you can enable the SQL profiler and look at it, what is happening out there. You know what kind of DAX query which has been fired, and you can do some analysis on top of it. So go ahead and try this out. Do let us know what you want me to cover in this particular series. Thanks for watching this video. Thank you. Keep watching, keep asking questions in comments, subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon so that you can get notification for new videos. Thank you.